Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cartoon Boom. This is a show where we wake up with the Saturday morning sun, pop down to the floor, the big bowl of sugary cereal, and watch our favorite cartoons, both old and new. I'm your aptly named exo-frame wearing hero, Joseph.
And I can't swim, but I have a dog that sure can. My name's Chris.
And today we watched Centurions. First, let me share.
We did.
Let me share.
What are you sharing?
I watched a couple of all-encompassing videos on the history of Centurions, and it was, first of all, one of them kept calling him Jack Rockwell, and so already I'm like, well, you've lost your legitimacy to me. And then two of the different videos I watched kept calling them Centurions, and I was like, wait, have I been saying it wrong all these years?
No.
So I had to look it up and then rewatch part of the episode to be like, wait, how are they saying it? It's like, no, it's Centurions. It's not Centurions. Like, Centurion is already a word.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It was not a term made up for this show.
Yeah.
Like that is like, it was like a Roman soldier. It was like a Roman commander. So it's like, what?
It even in the intro, it's like Centurions, not Centurions.
And they've got the narrator guy giving you the whole spiel, and he says it. So
yeah. Oh man.
But now that I think about it, Centurion sounds like a pretty good name for a Transformer.
Right, sure. Yeah, but that's like the difference between calling him Spider-Man and Spider-Man. Like
Spider-Man. I do like to call him Spider-Man.
Like Bill Spider-Man. No,
yeah,
I
always refer to Tobey Maguire as Tobey Spider-Man.
Yeah, but I just wanted to put that on the table first of all, just to clear my grievances about how other people are saying and talking about this show. That's it.
Okay. Well, now now all I can think of are Roman gladiator themed Transformers, and they form into one big one,
Centurion,
the aerial bots dude named Centurion.
Sure, acceptable. That's fine.
That would be sick.
But if you're just saying the name based off of the Roman soldiers, it's Centurions.
Centurion. Yes. Correct.
And this was suggested by me.
You picked this show.
Yes. I
chose
did
this to us.
I did. Because I have fond memories of watching the show, playing with those toys, and just playing as basically role playing before I knew that was a thing with my cousins, pretending we were those characters.
Nice.
Yeah.
You did. I never even thought about that. But yeah, I guess that is pretty much role playing when you're a kid.
Yeah.
I did a lot of that. I did a lot of Street Fighter role playing, which is a weird one, I think, for a kid.
All those street fights you got in, yeah.
Yeah, well, I made up my own character. I was K Eagle.
Were you based off of the Thunder Hawk or whatever his name is?
T-Hawk?
T-Hawk, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of sniping a little bit of that name. Was playing off of it a little bit. I had a headband that I wore every time I was role-playing, and anyways.
It feels like a strange Native American appropriation thing going on, but we were kids. We didn't know any better.
I didn't know any better.
Different times.
Yeah, very different.
So the show Centurions aired in 1986. Produced by Ruby Spears Enterprises, it was first a 5-part miniseries, then followed by a 60-episode season. It was first run syndication, so a total of 65 episodes over that period of time on various channels, essentially. For a short synopsis, the adventures of a unit of elite soldiers who wear special frames that accept various weapons and transportation equipment teleported from a space station. That is the most generic way to describe it. Every bit of it.
That's also a small unit.
It's these dudes who get armor pieces on them and sometimes can drive around.
Yeah. How big is a military unit supposed to be? Because that seems awfully small to call them a unit.
It's a handful of men. You heard it in the intro. A handful of men is 3.
A handful of men.
Yeah.
A handful of large, strapping men.
Of brave, strapping, handsome men.
Who definitely never wear the same colors. They definitely coordinate before they show up to work. So each of them is wearing a different color every day. Yeah.
Yes. All the above.
Yeah, that's how it goes too. That's like the exact thing. I didn't realize that there's an actual subtitle on the show card for this. Did you notice that in the credit, like as it was rolling?
What is the subtitle?
The subtitle is Power Extreme.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know what?
I never knew that.
Our friend 80s Power Extreme, that's where his name comes from on our Discord.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm dumb. Okay. Yeah, everyone calls it Centurions. I've never heard of someone be like, hey, do you ever like that? Do you like that show, Centurions Power Extreme? Do you remember that one? I'm like, no, are you just talking about Centurions?
Yeah.
They kind of snuck that in there.
It wasn't even ever really listed as like an alternate title. It's just kind of there.
It's just there on the title card.
Yeah, it's like not even part of it. It's just like, hey, by the way, Power Extreme also.
And isn't me or like when that title card pops up, the three men merge into one man, which is weird to me because this ain't Transformers, but those three men do combine into one man. And these are humans. And that got weird.
We see them combine into, at least two of them combine into one man where one is a motorcycle and the other is riding on top of him. So that's fun.
Yeah, but like they can't merge. Like, they can't merge flesh. That's not what this show's about. This isn't Human Centipede.
We didn't see any of it in these that we watched, but there's at one point, at least one episode, where the two robotic halves of Doc Terror and Hacker combine into one and become like Unibot or something. And it looks awesome. And then turn against them because they're inferior. It's great.
Oh, my God. That's so weird.
It's cool. Accept it.
That's so weird. Okay. All right.
Who are some of the actors who played in this show?
I'll tell you because you asked me really nicely. The voice of Max Ray was provided by Pat Fraley. A lot, some of these folks are going to be folks that we've talked about quite a bit on our show. Pat Fraley being one of them. Also, Ace McCloud, voiced by Neil Ross. Now, I got to say, like, those two voices specifically, these two guys have generic 80s cartoon action hero voices. You know, like, you hear their voices and you're just like Centurions, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Thundercats, you name it. Like, it's just like, yeah, these are those voices. You've heard them a billion times.
Yep.
And you think action hero when you hear their voices. So it's great. Jake Rockwell, voiced by Vince Edwards. Doc Terror, voiced by Ron Feinberg. Hacker, voiced by Ed Gilbert. Crystal Jane, I didn't know she had a last name. Crystal Jane, voiced by Diane Pershing. And Dr. Peabody, Lucy, the orangutan, and Shadow, the dog. Take a wild guess who they were voiced by.
Frank Welker.
You would be correct.
Yeah.
Way to go.
I figured.
Yes, Frank Welker. Yes. Real easy one there. But that's your basic cast. So there you go.
Okay. It wasn't Unibot. It was Uniborg. I was mistaken.
Uniborg. Oh, and you just sent me a photo of it. Yeah, I see that. Now, you did a piece of art for Nerd Sloth back in the day where you compiled a whole bunch of like pieces of different action figures with our little sloth head on top.
Yeah.
And it was like Hacker's shoulder and arm, I believe, in that one because it was the blue one.
Yes, it was Hacker's arm.
Yeah.
Yep. Attached to the Nerd Sloth. Yeah, because it was attached to a He-Man torso.
Yes.
I don't remember whose legs it had. Maybe Ninja Turtle legs.
There was a Ninja Turtle and there was a Toxic Crusader.
That's
like Toxie.
Right. Yeah. Man,
now,
that was a cool
why did
image.
you just send me that thing being piloted by an anime girl?
You didn't want to see Uniborg Chan? No.
Uniborg Chan?
No. I just as I was looking up Uniborg art, like one of them.
How deep into Reddit did you just fall?
No, it's like it was one of the first 5 images. It was a DeviantArt.
Are you on her message boards?
It was a DeviantArt image. I guess I don't know. Like,
is this is your waifu? Is Uniborg Chan?
They make anime waifus out of anything, even Uniborg.
I want you to be honest. Do you have a pillow with her on it?
No, but now that I know it exists, I will.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Amazing. Okay. So for a few tasty marshmallows out of our big bowl of Centurion cereal, apart from the series, there was also a tie-in toy line by Kenner, the people who did the Star Wars toys generally, and a comic book series by DC Comics. the toys are really where it's at. And honestly, this is one of those
Yeah.
80s series. It's a toy commercial. It's Dino Riders,
Yes, it
it's
is.
Transformers, it's all that. But they introduce these new like suits to you every episode. Where it's like, okay, well now I have the figure, but now I have to go get the accessories, because how else am I going to become a motorcycle man without my traveling my weasel suit or whatever?
Yeah, how are you going to be a wild weasel without the parts?
Yeah, I can't. That's the answer.
That was a real weird name.
What's so weird about it though is that like he's looking down the whole time. He's got to have like a screen or something, right, that shows him like what it looks like, because he has no vision.
He's just staring at the asphalt.
The ground.
He knows where to
Just
go
guessing his way around.
based on the asphalt. You know what I was thinking though? I was looking at some of the background for some of the voice actors, and I didn't get too deep into it because I'm like, we've seen a lot of these names before, and I got tired. But I think it was, I want to say it was either Pat Fraley or Neil Ross, one of those two, voiced some G.I. Joe characters, and I kid you not, like the characters were named Wild Weasel and Ace.
Oh,
which are both
okay.
names that are in this show as well. Ace being Ace McCloud, and then Wild Weasel was the name of one of the machines. So I'm like, that's an awful weird coinky dink, isn't it?
Yeah, that leads actually well into the next Marshmallow, because the characters all had alternate names that were considered first. And I'll just say, I'm glad they went with the ones they went with. So
do you know what they are?
Yes, I do. Max Ray, some of his were Max Proteus, Jack Finn, Scuba Ford, Sean Finn, Sharky Finn, or George Striper. Those are
George Striper.
Yeah.
God.
Scuba Ford is like probably the worst one for
Ford
me.
is pretty bad. Scuba Ford makes me think of Stinky Diver from
totally.
Action League now. But Jack Finn sounds awesome. Like they goof.
Jack Finn, fine. But Max Ray, I like.
Jack Finn sounds awesome. Max Ray's cool, but like Jack Finn would beat him up. Like Jack Finn shows up with a leather jacket, and like everything is like orca themed with him.
Yeah, Jack Finn is the one that Max Ray gets jealous of.
Yeah, exactly.
Some alternate Jake Rockwell names were Nat Stone, Arnold Stone, Terry North, Demon Frazier, Slate Rockwell.
Wait, what? Hang on. What was that last one there?
Demon Frazier.
Demon Frazier?
Yeah.
Wait, that's not like any of the others.
Well, wait till I finish. Or Butch Morin.
Okay, Butch Morin.
Yeah.
Wow, they're like, okay, we got to keep this Stone theme. And then they're like, what about Demon Frazier? Because I really don't like that Frazier show. What about Demon Frazier?
Yeah.
No.
Demon's in quotes at least. So it's like, well, he's not really named Demon. That's just his nickname.
That Wow. Okay, but like now they wouldn't have copywritten any of these, so now I'm filing some of these away for myself.
Yeah, you're officially changing your name to Demon Frazier.
Demon Frazier. There's something there. There's a new sitcom there.
That's pretty good. For Ace McCloud, it was Harrison McCloud, Bert Sky, Mock McCloud, Mock McCloud, Glenn Peters, Anthony Flight, or Benjamin Flight.
Oh my God.
Bert Sky.
Bert Sky's my favorite.
You're not even trying to be clever anymore if you're just Bert Sky. That's like Max Ray's name being like Fred Water or something.
I like some of the other names that are they're just like regular names that sound like they should be accountants.
Like Glenn Peters. Yeah,
Glenn Peters. He sounds like your State Farm rep, you know?
Yeah.
Like you get like a little card from him on your birthday, you know, and it's like from your State Farm rep, Glenn Peters.
Glenn Peters, yeah.
Oh, gosh. These are terrible, but in a great way.
Ace McCloud, definitely the best choice out of those. Bert Sky, the worst.
Oh, man. Or the best.
That said, I would love to see a reject team with Scuba Ford, Bert Sky, and Demon Frazier.
Demon. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Those will be the Centurions or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. With Uniborg Chan or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. With my new waifu Uniborg. Yeah. So Centurions was animated by Sunrise, which is best known around the world for its franchise Mobile Suit Gundam. And they also did Inuyasha, Cowboy Bebop, and numerous other animations.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and also, lastly, 2 other Centurions were added later, intending to be turned into additional toys should the series have continued. Rex Charger was one of them. He was an expert energy programmer. He was like he was a billionaire who kind of just wanted to be a hero, it seemed like. And then
so electricity dude.
Dons a red and pale green exoframe suit, and his toy would have glown in the dark, so that would have been his thing. And then John Thunder, who was an Apache like infiltration commander, and he had like a black exoframe suit with some exposed skin because he was a buff Indian dude.
But like, what was his shtick? Because we've got earth, we got air, we got water, we got electricity.
Infiltration commander. So he was like a stealth ops kind of.
Wait, but like everybody else is so like element based, and like him, they're just like, you're sneaky,
I guess. I mean, his name is John Thunder. Maybe he also has thunder, or maybe he's Native American, so maybe he's tied into the elements in some way altogether. I have no idea. He was in some episodes later, but I don't remember them.
Yeah, I do. I saw him credited. He's not in very many, but I did see his name in there. I did see, because I spent some time looking up the toys because I had several of the toys. Like these were larger, much larger than your, like, you think about like your G.I. Joe action figures, and they were like, what, 6-inch figures?
These were like those giant sized G.I. Joes kind of. If you remember the ones that had like actual cloth clothing and everything, it was those kind of like, maybe like Amigo, not me. What were they called?
I know what you're trying to say. I can't think of the name of them though.
I think Migo, it might have just been.
That might be it.
It was like that size, like 12-inch, I think was right. And which was necessary really to attach all those cool things to them and actually look legit. And even looking back at the toys, like they still look pretty good.
They're great. Yeah. The toys are great. I had the 3 Centurions, and then I had Doc Terror, but I didn't have Hacker.
I did have Hacker, which is why when I drew that picture, he was fresh on my mind. And I like the Hacker toy, I believe, came with the helmet as well, which I liked to have on because he just has a really goofy face.
Yeah, Doc Terror's had a helmet too that made him look kind of like it was kind of like a red Cylon helmet. I don't know why, because I've never seen him wear it in the show.
Yeah, I don't know if he does.
But he had one too.
I mean, it's always good to have accessories.
Yeah, I mean, because you got to, goof around with them stuff. But yeah, those toys were great. You could like interchange all the little gear. Like they were designed with like all those holes on the chest, the arms, so you could just stick different things on
just
them.
Snapped in there. It was great.
So cool. Yeah, I played with those all the time. Those were great.
Okay, so that was all the marshmallows I had. So let's talk about the episodes we watched for today's show, which was started with The Sky is on Fire, season 1, episode 1. The Centurions are taken to a special facility where they are developing a device known as a cryogenic ray, which will cool down even the hottest of objects. But Doc Terror covets the cryogenic gun and has Hacker steal it for him. Man, I'm going to tell you something, like, this was the very first episode, and what we're used to seeing from these villains is, like, they have a plan, they talk about it, they're going to enact it, and then it gets foiled. This guy succeeds immediately, and he is destroying the Earth from the first episode.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. Also, like, I mean, the sky didn't catch fire. That part made me sad because I felt like that was false advertising. But I do understand why they named it that. Yeah. Just wanted to say that. There was no sky on fire. But yeah, you're right. Like, Hacker just goes in there. Also, you got to mention Amber, who infiltrated.
Oh, yeah.
Which is Doc Terror's daughter.
Yeah, basically, she's the Baroness of the group because she's just always stealthed as... I thought she was going to show up in these other episodes, too. It seemed like she was going to, and then she just didn't.
That third one, I thought for sure that was going to be her. Yeah. We'll talk about that for sure.
Right. Okay, so, but she... disguises herself as just a, regular facility woman. I don't
regular
know.
scientist woman.
Regular scientist woman with glasses and blonde hair. And then she's like, aha, it was me the whole time. Takes off the wig and she just looks the same, but with black hair.
Yeah.
But she fooled everybody. But it actually surprised me because I forgot she was a character. And then when what was her name? Susan was her fake name. When she betrayed them, I was like, wait, Susan, what's going on? But it was Amber the whole time. Yeah, Susan, how could you?
Dang. Never trust an Amber, man.
No.
That ain't the color of your energy. Don't. It's never the right color. I want to talk real quick about the practicality of Doc Terror and Hacker. Like, these guys.
I'll go into a little bit further based
their
off.
Designs are real weird. Like they're like cyborg dudes where like half of them is robotic and like that robot half is huge, like real big and like, I don't know, real Frankensteinish, like real big and stiff, But I was thinking too, like how ridiculous it is that Doc Terror, like this dude, he could be the like NRA mascot because this dude's missing an arm. And with like all the technology in this like futuristic world, they could give him like an arm that does all kinds of things. And he's like, no, I don't want a better arm. Give me a gun. Give me a gun instead of an arm. Like they'd be ecstatic until, they find out what he's a doctor of. They'd be like, oh, you're a doctor of what? And he's like, terror.
Yeah.
Well, we're really going to have to finesse that, aren't we? Like what other hobbies you got? We'll call you Doc Fishing or something. I don't know, but
it's a little goofy, but when you just think about it purely from the perspective of this is like the distant future at some point. I don't know, it's 21st century.
No, it's not the distant future.
Well,
because they say this is the near future, Joseph. This could be tomorrow.
All right. Well, it could be tomorrow then. But yeah. So basically, these are at this point more machine than men. And they've lost a lot of their, lost a lot of their emotional ties to the human world. So in being more machine than man, they now view, or at least Doc Terror now views machines as superior. And his idea in general is to enslave everyone in the world so that they can all become like robots under his control. And I think that as a general idea is really terrifying and actually an interesting concept when you think about it past the goofiness of how they look.
Yeah, I do think that idea is cool. I think that's a really, really cool...
conceptually interesting.
Yeah, that's a cool concept. It's a cool way to set up a villain like that. And I just think... it's just the designs that really get to me. And part of it, too, is like when he talks, like, because like even his face is weird. Like he does the thing where like, I don't know, like his upper lip goes way too high. Like, so sometimes he looks like, when you do that thing, like when you're trying to do an impression of a squirrel and you like tuck that top lip up under your gums so your teeth stick out. Yeah, like he looks like that when he's trying to talk. And so when he's trying to say these like really like horrible things like, I will destroy you. But he's doing that like funny squirrel face. I'm like, man, Doc Terror, I don't know. That's pretty funny. I don't know. I don't know about that.
I don't know why he decided to keep really the majority of his face, I guess, like his human face.
Yeah, that's weird to me.
Because it's not a great face.
Yeah. Wear the helmets, guys. Like you guys come with helmets. Put them on.
Yeah. Take advantage of those helmets.
Oh, especially Hacker. He is so ugly.
Yeah.
Hacker looks terrible.
Hacker is like your generic, like supervillain goon, but half robot.
With mole teeth.
Oh, with mole teeth, yeah.
Yeah, because he's got those 4 really long front teeth, like a mole. He's nasty.
He looks very doofy, but with the helmet on, real cool. With the helmet off, no thanks.
They would look so menacing with those helmets. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, they succeeded right away. And I think it's funny too. And it was interesting that like the Centurions like tried to find Doc Terror and like also like track him, like basically like plant a tracker. They tried to do it like a couple times, and like Doc Terror like it was a step ahead of them each time, like that they tried to do something about it, you know?
Man, yeah, I really like the part where was it this episode where Max was on the blimp with them?
Yes, it was this one.
Yeah, and he just like he had the tracker on the briefcases because he was posing as the president, giving into the demands of Doc Terror. And then when he saw that it was Max, and he knew that there was a tracker on the briefcase, he threw the briefcase at him and was basically like, "Good luck," and opens the trap door and he drops him out of the blimp. I was like, "That's great."
Yeah, he's just like, nah, I ain't falling for this. Like, I know what you... Doc Terror is a dude that he's been doing villainy for a while. Like, this dude's an old G for sure. Like,
yeah, exactly. He does not seem like an amateur at all.
No, he knows what's up. And he's just like, I'm not goofing around. I'm not going to do the monologue thing that you're waiting on.
Yeah. You know, in that way, it seems like ahead of its time in a sense. Him as a villain does, because
he's great.
Even to this day, like so many villains fall into that same, like the trap of those tropes where they all follow the exact same route. But he just seems ahead of his class there, where he's just like, nope, like I'm not doing any of that stupid stuff. It seems like the writers were kind of aware of that and wrote him to be more of an intelligent villain than the typical.
I think that's pretty cool too. I was like, no, it wasn't something I expected in this show.
No, me neither.
Because I thought it would be just kind of a throwaway, run of the mill villain. So.
Yeah. So the general idea of what goes on here is he essentially lights the Van Allen radioactive belt aflame. And what that does, like he bombs it with all these ships he has. And what that does is it raises the Earth's temperature at like a crazy alarming rate. And he's like, all right, in 12 hours, it's going to reach 170 degrees. And after that, all life on Earth is going to cease to exist, except for me and my friends, because we have like an Arctic base or whatever underground. So we'll be fine. But y'all are all going to die if you don't like give in to my demands. So right away, they're like, okay, we give in. Like we give in to terrorism. And at that point, the Centurions have to come in and try to help. But even they're not able to do too much. I think it gets up to the point where it's like 150 degrees, which even at that point, I think most people would be dead. And,
for sure.
Yeah. And so they're able to get out of it by pure luck, really, almost. The Centurions are in this prison and they open the door by lightning striking a metal rod. There are metal wire that they stick out the window.
Yeah.
So they were just lucky that it happened to be storming outside, and even luckier that lightning struck exactly where they needed it to.
They Ben Franklin that thing, and that's the only reason that Doc Terror did not succeed and kill the entire planet.
Exactly. That's what I mean. From the first episode, like stakes are super high, and that was not something that I expected from this show.
Yeah. And then, in typical hero fashion, they save the day. There's a lot of cool, we get a lot of the transformations because, like, as you said, like they get all of their gear beamed to them via satellite, which Crystal and Dr. Peabody and Lucy, this orangutan. I don't know why there's an orangutan. They're in like kind of a home base and they are in charge of comms, and then they beam all the gear remotely to the Centurions when they're out in the field. So they'll just be like, oh, power extreme, and raise their arms out, and then like rockets show up.
They don't just raise their arms out. You have to remember they go into an X form.
They do their X. Okay, so they also spread their legs.
Exactly.
Spread their legs and stick their arms
It
out.
wouldn't be as extreme without the X.
Yeah, you got to do that. That's for sure. And then I was excited to see it wasn't PSAs, but we get little lessons after each episode, which is fun.
I was waiting for a PSA. This one just like,
this kind of was. It's be careful around planet rings.
Yeah, if you ever travel to space, like be wary of like the ring around Saturn, because it might kill you. Yeah, it's not like the ones where it's like drugs or whatever. It's giving you science lessons, but also the dangers of science sometimes.
Yeah, science is dangerous.
The next episode we watched for today's show is The Incredible Shrinking Centurions, season 1, episode 24. This was the highest rated episode on IMDb, at least. Crystal and the Centurions visit the Intertech computer, which controls everything on Earth and recently causes heavy malfunctions. The Centurions get shrunk and sent inside the computer to eliminate the virus. Yep, that happens.
I don't like that idea. I don't like a computer controlling everything on Earth. That's setting us up for failure for sure.
We immediately get to see some of that failure start happening when the computers not only do everything on Earth, but they also are the judge of who's guilty and who's not and who needs to be arrested.
Oh, yeah. This is straight up like Chat GPT controlling, like mixed with Minority Report.
Yeah.
Like they got Chat GPT, but that thing's calling the shots and just issuing warrants for anybody it wants to. And it's like, no, thank you, sir. I don't want that.
Max is chasing this fish man, Mako, who's like right out of a He-Man cartoon, essentially.
Yeah,
he's Merman, basically. And going to arrest him, and then the Intertech computer is just like, hey, Max is actually guilty. So these other cops come and arrest Max and actually take him to jail and let Mako free. So Mako's like, peace. And then it cuts over to them like getting Max out of jail. And he's like, man, I was in prison for a while. This sucked.
He's like, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
The other guy's just like, what do you mean? It was more embarrassing for me having to go to a bail bondsman.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Felt like a regular crook.
So they figure out that, this big computer is, it's sick, it's malfunctioning, something wrong. How do we fix this? Well, there's no way we can't fix it with code. We need to shrink you down so small that you can run around inside of this computer.
Yeah. What they say is like something is physically affecting the computer because no code is working or whatever. So you need to get down in there.
Instead of taking this computer apart, you like any normal computer.
Instead of just turning it off, giving it a soft reset.
Yeah, they could just put on their little like anti-static bracelet and pop this thing open. Instead, they're like, we need to shrink a man and put him inside.
What was even crazier about that is once they are inside, and obviously it's Doc Terror and his minions in there.
But how did they get in there?
Not only that, but like there's a point where I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, everybody else has something to do. Like, Ace is flying around in there. Jake is doing his wild weasel thing and like riding around or whatever. And then I'm like, well, what's Max going to do? And then water for some reason appears inside the computer. And I'm like, okay. First of all, that would short circuit the computer instantly. And second, where'd that water come from? No one said anything about it. It's just like
there's digital water.
There's digital water.
Ones and zeros, baby. That's all it is.
Digital water, and then some kind of like robot squid was in there.
Yeah.
Also for unknown reasons. Yeah.
Yeah. Why not, man? And what's funny too is this, like all of like a lot of the stuff they fought looked sort of digital-ish too. Like some of the because Doc Terror always has like random minion things, right?
You gotta have fodder. Yeah.
Because we need something to blow up and kill with all these cool weapons. Yeah. And they had a little bit of this like geometrical, almost digital-ish kind of thing to it. But like, again, and there's water and stuff. This ain't digital. Like they didn't go into a software program. This is all physical. That's the whole reason they're in there.
Yeah. This isn't some kind of Tron thing.
Yeah. So none of this makes any sense whatsoever.
Yeah. And then to make it even more confusing, like the computer starts create the AI of the computer, which is what Doc Terror is trying to destroy to basically disrupt the world and make it collapse.
Trying to break Chat GPT. Yeah.
Trying to break Chat GPT. And then the computer creates its own antivirus essentially and starts sending out these like robots to fight off the invaders. And it's like, but they're physically being created. And that's the thing. Like if this was all in a digital sense, that this would be like, okay, this all tracks. But instead, they're just like, oh, it's just making it out of thin air. Like, none of it makes any kind of logical sense. It's still a fun episode, but it's just so weird.
But it's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's dumb fun is how it is. And like, I love that their ultimate solution is like, so they find like the AI's like CPU, like the hub where this AI is physically housed. And they see there's a big old crack in it. And they're like, if we seal that crack, this will make the AI work. Yep. And they do it with glue. They glue it together.
With the big glue
As you would
gun.
any computer problem. You start gluing stuff and it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
They might as well have just put an actual physical Band-Aid on it and be like, there, now it feels better.
You know what though? One time, this was at my work. There's one time that we got a new solid state hard drive from my computer, and we're not allowed to install stuff ourselves. So we sent it to like our IT guys and we're like, hey, can you install this thing? When they brought it back, my computer started making a weird rattling noise and we popped that sucker open. They taped it in there with duct tape instead of actually mounting the thing.
Wow.
So it's like, you know what? Maybe I got to give some of this episode some leniency, because some idiots out there will glue their computers and tape their computers together. So, hey, man.
Maybe they got it from Centurions. They're like, well, it worked in Centurions.
It worked in Centurions. Don't tell me it doesn't work. I know it does. And that was way more advanced because that was in the future.
This is an episode we get to see Jake serving as a vehicle for at least Max. So Jake in his wild weasel form is just like bent over.
There was no way. It doesn't matter, man. It was weird. Like you couldn't make that feel right. You can't use another man as your motorcycle.
I mean, you can. No shame. No shame.
I don't care what you're into. You can't use them. You can't use them as a vehicle. You can't do that. This is why Turbo Teen freaks us out, but also fascinates us.
We should also add that Ace is like, he flirts with like everybody. And it's not like fun, like it's not like a little kid flirt kind of thing. It's like, oh, this is like
he's creep flirting,
hitting on these women in like the most offensive ways. It's great.
Yeah, he's a creep flirt. He's one of them. One of those. But they saved the day and they glue their AI together and ChatGPT is saved.
One of the lines he has in this one is, Centurions make passes at girls who wear glasses.
I do.
That's his line.
Yeah, he did say that. Oh, God.
I thought the girl who had glasses on was also like Terror's daughter. I just don't trust any woman on this show other than Crystal. I assume they're all Amber.
If you're not Crystal, you're evil. Yeah. You're Amber. You're either Amber or you're the descendant of Morgana Le Fay.
Oh, yeah. Good transition. Good segue into the next episode, which was Merlin, season 1, episode 38, chosen by me just because it sounded crazy. And it was.
Are you satisfied with what you did?
I am, actually. I found it more fun than the previous episode. So Crystal, Ace, and Jake meet her history college professor at a fair. Suddenly, they are attacked by Doc Terror. The professor reveals the discovery of the location of Merlin's tomb, and he gets kidnapped by his assistant who works for Terror.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was
a lot. There's a lot. But
that saves us to get to like the good stuff, though.
Yeah. But so Melinda is his assistant, and this is who we thought was Amber because she betrays them like right away. It's like, oh, classic Amber move. But it wasn't. It was just... She, like you just said, was the descendant of Morgan Le Fay from Arthurian legend.
Yeah.
And played a big role in what Doc Terror's ultimate plan was here, which was to steal or obtain Excalibur.
And the way to go about all of it is pretty crazy. First of all, a lot of stuff goes down at a Ren fair, but like Doc Terror created more... I don't know, goons, machines to fight.
Yeah, like robot knights.
That were black knights. And I'm like, why did he do that, though? Because I'm wondering.
Just sticking to the theme, man.
Yeah. Does he theme his bad guys? Like, is that like a thing that he gets excited about? You know, is that like his way of bringing a little bit of him to work? You know, is like, put a little me into this. I'm going to... I'm going to theme all of these times that we go and attack. Oh, this one's a Ren fair? Okay, I'm going to make some knights. Or did he think like, I'll do that. I definitely don't want to get caught doing all my terror. They'll blend in if I just have like a squad of black knights. No one will think twice if a bunch of robot black knights on robot horses run by. That'll fit right in at the Ren fair.
Just because you're evil doesn't mean you can't have fun.
Yeah, I want to see that on a shirt. Remind me about that. That's a quote I want to keep. I'm putting that on a t-shirt and selling it. That probably already is. And I bet there's a lot of...
it's essentially like the whole, just because we're bad guys doesn't mean we're bad guys or whatever.
I bet you anything, there's a Minion meme out there with that exact wording on it. Like, I bet you anything, I can find a meme right now that's got a Minion laughing and it says, just because you're evil doesn't mean you can't have fun. And I bet somebody's mother-in-law has sent that to them. There was one thing I had to mention in this episode.
Okay, hold on.
Did you find it? Please
No,
tell me you found
it doesn't exist. But what
Dang
I
it.
did find, what it found as a suitable replacement was just because it's Minions also, just because I can't sing doesn't mean I won't sing. That was the closest match.
That's pretty
it found.
good. Yeah, that's pretty good. I did want to do one thing that this is something I love in these cartoons is like when they overcomplicate saying something really easy, which is there was one part where they were back at their like base or something, and I want to say I think it was Jake maybe who was they were looking at like satellite images or something to figure out where Doctor and them were going, and he goes, "Give us a pictorial close up," and I'm like, "Do you just mean zoom in?"
Yeah.
Zoom in on that photo. Yeah, that's pretty good. But yeah, they go to Stonehenge and wake up Merlin. He's taking a snooze at Stonehenge, which is where he's buried. He's been under there for a long time.
He wakes up,
dude,
and he's just
made
like,
me laugh so
I
hard.
serve only King Arthur and his knights. After Terror demands like he serves him, and then instead of responding, Doc Terror just blasts him and knocks him out. I was like, oh wow.
He one shot. He 360 no scope one shot at Merlin.
I'm telling you, man, Doc Terror is a real threat. Like he does not.
It's amazing.
He doesn't suffer fools. He's not going to sit there and monologue. He doesn't agree with you. He's just going to blast you.
Yeah, and this was the thing that I was wondering. He's just like, so he just, disposes of Merlin right there. Like one hit, boof, this old man's down. And he's like going for the crown, and the crown is what will lead him to Excalibur. And he's just like, no one will stop me now, not with this power. And I'm like, what power, dude? You just shot Merlin once.
Yeah, who's going to stop you already?
Like, I think you're good.
You underestimate yourself, sir. So the whole rest of the episode, like he's wearing a crown, which was kind of funny. Like just seeing him walking around with that crown stupid. On. Yeah.
Yeah. I was cracking up. That's good. I do like that the hand comes out of the lake and just yeets that sword. Just this sacred sword of legend, just chucks it into the dirt.
The lady in the lake, but she doesn't even come up all the way. She
doesn't care.
Tosses it out. Yeah.
Yeah. She just throws it like garbage.
Here you go. Yep. And Melinda catches a sword. And then when Doc Terror tries to get it from her, she's like, nope, it's mine, because turns out I am a descendant of Morgan Le Fay, and this is what I've been looking for. Yeah.
When I knew that she wasn't Amber, because I was wondering for a while.
Yeah.
And I was like, she's got black hair. Her name starts with an M. They're totally going to do like a Morgan Le Fay thing. Like it's going to turn out she's Morgan Le Fay. And then she's just like, I'm the descendant of Morgan Le Fay. I'm like, all right, there it is.
Yep. There it is. And so she cuts off one of like a hacker's arms or something. And then like they all start bowing down to her, and the Centurions included. And then she's about to knight the Centurions as her.
That didn't make any sense.
What do you mean?
Her knighting the Centurions, like they were right about to stop her. Like they were going to fight this woman.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, like let's not do it. We need to bide our time. And then she immediately is like, cool. Even though you were about to just fight me, I now name you my knights. It's like, why would you do that?
Well, she got overcome by her own power. So she thought that she was, I guess, too powerful to be overthrown, but then instantly gets overthrown by Ace.
Yeah, real fast.
As he brings her up to the sky and knocks the sword out of her hand and then just drops her.
Yeah, I was going to say, it wasn't so much knocks out of her hand as he just like, she butterfingers that thing. She drops it and then he drops her because he's butterfingers. And I'm like, well, she's dead. She's plummeting back towards Earth. He does catch her though.
Catches her. And the lady, the lady in the lake or whatever, catches Excalibur and is like,
goes back under.
I think they just repeated the scene. They just reversed the scene of her throwing it.
They did.
Yeah.
They totally did. Just reverse the animation. There was a lot of like animation goofs in this one too. I didn't know if you noticed, but they had a lot of issues in this one. And then Merlin's like, cool, I'm going to go back to being dead. Here's my diary. You take that. Bye.
He's like, here's my diary. And if y'all can keep the mirror, I don't need it. And then
they're like, nah, we're going to blast that into space.
Yeah, no, we need to like put this somewhere safe. And he just has Ace blasted away in space.
We didn't cover what the mirror was. They had that. The mirror is what unleashed the tomb at Stonehenge.
That's right. And that belonged to Melinda. It was something that she got passed down through her family or something before we found out she was descendant of Morgan.
Right. So at the end, they're just like, no, this is a bad mirror. Let's put it in outer space. Like, they could have just destroyed it, but instead they're like, no, let's make it float around in space forever. Maybe it'll hit one of our shuttles later. That would suck, but we'll take that chance.
It was really like, I don't know. It was a sillier episode than the last one, but I had more fun with it.
It was funny. Because it was really stupid, but like, I mean, both the last two episodes are really dumb, but like in a fun, just over the top way. So yeah, it was enjoyable.
We also learned at the end, Stonehenge serves as an ancient calendar.
Yeah, we were taught that.
I guess I kind of knew that already, but I hadn't really thought about it. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I learned something there.
There's some theories now that that's not actually its purpose, but
maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But back in 86, that was its purpose.
In 86, they were still marking their calendars using Stonehenge. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that was still an official calendar.
Yep.
Well, Chris, looks like it's about time we sent our kids to help out Max, Ace, and Jake on their quest to stop the evil Doc Terror from taking over the world, and maybe find out where exactly he earned his doctorate in villainy. Then see what they thought of Centurions.
This show was crazy. You mean to tell me all these guys gotta do is yell power extreme, and all of these weapons and armor just show up on their bodies out of nowhere so they can blow stuff up? What's not to like about that? Okay, I'm gonna try this out. Stand back. No, stand over there. Power extreme! Ow! Ah! Too heavy!
I've already got all the toys, so watching it just reminds me of all the accessories I still need to ask for. I just need to explain to my mom how important it is for her to get these for me so I can save the world. Like, come on, Mom. You don't want Doc Terror to win, do you? Unless you've secretly been his daughter Amber this whole time. But wait, would that make me his grandson? It's no wonder other people have been calling me a little terror.
Do you think Amber disguises herself? Do you think she infiltrates and disguises herself as somebody that already exists? Was there already a Susan and she disguises herself as Susan? Or does Amber have aliases at all of these different places? And she's been working these jobs just waiting for the right moment to unleash and then help Doc Terror out.
I feel like it's an alias thing because she doesn't take any kind of precaution to make her face look different. She just wears wigs and glasses sometimes.
And they didn't seem to nobody was like, oh, what did you do with Susan?
Yeah. What happened to real Susan?
Yeah.
There was never a real Susan.
No one asked about a real Susan. So I think Amber has a lot. She's living all kinds of different lives.
Yeah. She legitimately probably worked for that company for at least a couple months leading up to this encounter.
That's crazy.
So, what did you think of this show overall?
Well, I mean, it's a cheesy 80s action cartoon at its finest, really. You've got the macho characters with lots of dry, sarcastic humor, with tons of unique vehicles and weapons at their disposal. You've got the over-the-top villains with tons of henchmen that can be slaughtered and blown up, and it doesn't matter because they're machines. The plots don't really make any sense, but you know what? We're here for the animated explosions. But I mean, in all honesty, it's really fun. It's a really fun show. It's got a lot of really cool animations. The voice acting from the main cast is fantastic. The character designs are so extremely memorable that I don't even know if I saw the cartoon as a kid. I just remember seeing images from it, and I remember having the toys, and I remember those designs because they're so iconic looking. I think, if it's lacking anything, it's just that I would say the writing isn't consistently fantastic. I would say it's mediocre, but there's a lot of shows that are like that. But regardless, every episode was still fun. So with that being said, I give Centurions 4 bowls of ChatGPT will eventually turn on us cereal out of 5.
I came into this really trying not to let my nostalgia affect my opinion of it. And I'm happy to say that I still feel like it holds up pretty well for an 80s cartoon. It was cheesy in all the right ways, was well animated most of the time, had a unique set of characters, cool action sequences, and it was interesting to see, like I was talking about earlier, Doc Terror's schemes actually coming to fruition more often than not. This led to the heroes having to react to them instead of straight up stopping them from happening most of the time, which is what a nice contrast to what most 80s supervillain plans for world domination end up looking like. So it reminded me a little bit of Ozymandias from Watchmen, where it's like, yeah, I'm telling you about this because I've already done this plan.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's great.
And I totally get that this show was like a long toy commercial, just like Transformers, just like He-Man, Dino Riders, what have you. But most of my favorite 80s shows, like the ones I just mentioned, are that. So I still had a great time rewatching it at my advanced age and still enjoyed the aesthetic of it. So I think that there's something there just that's beyond just the merchandising. But all that said, I'd give Centurions 4 big bowls of Lucy in the Sky with Crystal cereal out of 5. And now I honestly do want to seek out those original toys, so that commercial aspect is still pretty effective.
If you could only get one of the toys, which one would you choose?
Jake was my favorite back in the day.
Really?
So probably that, yeah. If I could get 2, I would get Doc Terror and Hacker so that I could combine them into Uniborg.
And do the thing. Yeah.
Because that's basically 3 characters for the price of 2.
I forgot because I did have Doc Terror that he does split and his cyborg part comes off. And I never knew why. But now you have enlightened me because it is so it can combine with the other half of Hacker. And I feel like I've grown as a person.
You have. You've evolved. I think that like he can actually combine with some of the other like evil henchman figures too, who also kind of split in half. Yeah, so it's kind of like he can use that other half of his body however he wants. It's his body, his choice.
I also saw that there was 2 unreleased toys, and I think they were the 2 Centurions that you were talking about, the new Centurions that were joining John Thunder and whoever the other guy was.
Oh, Rex Charger. Yeah.
Rex Charger. Yeah, they actually, there's prototypes out there and you can find images of them, but they never made it to production. But they're pretty interesting.
They were also going to make, I believe, Lucy. Oh, no, they never made a Crystal toy. They were going to make a Crystal toy and at least a Shadow toy, which is Jake's dog.
Oh, yeah, Shadow. Just one reminder before we go, as we talked about in last week's episode, we only have a few more episodes left on Cartoon Boom before we tuck the show in for the permanent bedtime. But we're doing a different show that's much easier for us to produce, which is the Nerd Sloth podcast. We dropped episode number 2 of that show into the Cartoon Boom feed last week. If you saw that and didn't listen to it yet, and you were like, what is this? Now you know, and you can go and listen to it. So hopefully you can get a feel for the show and what it's like. And we really sincerely hope that you'll like it enough to start listening there, especially once Cartoon Boom officially ends in late June. You can also join us on Discord at any time, where we have a nice little active community. You can find out more details about that and join over at nerdsloth.com.
Yeah, it's weird thinking about the show coming to an end, but I feel like just like with most good cartoons, like they can't just go on forever.
Right. Yeah.
So we quit while we're ahead, I think is a good way to put it.
Before we become half cyborgs.
Yeah, before we turn into later season Simpsons.
Oh, yeah.
Well, listeners, it looks like our milk supply is now run dry, so it's time for us to say goodbye. And next week, we'll be watching
Biker Mice from Mars, suggested by me.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Throttle, Vinny, Moto. I think that was the robot one's name.
I think so. Vinny was always my fave. I loved Vinny.
Yeah, Vinny had the coolest bike because it was like that really sleek kind of Akira-esque bike.
Yeah. I'm ready for it, man. Like we said, we're going to hit some of the ones we've been wanting to do for years and never got the chance to do. And this one was one of the top ones at the list for us. So we are super excited for it. I don't know how well it's going to hold up, but I'm here for it.
I'm sure it'll be fun. And if not, I can always just go back to the Super Nintendo game, which I still enjoy.
That's true. Because there's no way that could be ruined.
I mean, I played it recently, like last year. Still fun.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll trust you on this.
Trust me. Once again, I'm Joseph.
And I'm Chris.
We'll see you next Saturday.
Power Extreme!
Presented by Nerdsloth.
A place for lazy nerds.
If you like what you heard, consider donating at patreon.com/nerdsloth so we can continue bringing you quality shows. Be sure to also leave us a review and share your favorite episodes and clips on social media. If you're looking for more content, visit us at nerdsloth.com.